Hi guys, my name is Rick Shields down here at Trafford Golf Centre in Manchester. I'm going to put the new Taylormade slider, SLDR, can't say slider, to the test today. I'm going to be changing the lofts of it because a lot of people have been saying, well, it's suiting a much higher loft. So this actually goes all the way up to 11 degrees. I've got it in 9.5 as standard, and it can take it all the way up to 11. I can also drop it all the way down to 8. So I'm going to test it. I'm going to see which loft is going to be best suited to getting the maximum distance out of your golf shots. I've got GC2, so I've got a new launch monitor, so it's going to give really accurate figures. So regardless of the wind or the temperature, this is going to give the most accurate carry distances as well. So I'm going to give you all the data at the end. I'm going to hit 3 golf shots in each loft, each kind of 8 degrees, 9.5 and 11 degrees to give you guys the best insight to which loft best suits the longer shot, and that might only suit me, so you guys have got to go and test that as well. And most ranges that have these, you can test them, get down to American Golf. We've got a great one down here at Trafford where you can actually come down and actually test the product in hand, so you can give it a bit of a whack. Unfortunately, you can't use my GC2, but apart from that, you have to book a lesson for that. So I've got it at 9.5 first. Let's give this a bit of a crack. Try and hit all the same shots with each one. T-peg nearly took the cameraman out, but apart from that, so 265 carry distance, not too bad. So we'll see how the other two fare. Not a bad hit. It's got a nice penetrating flight, 266, so pretty average at the moment. I would say I carry my driver about kind of 265 in that range really, and then runs it out to kind of 280. So 266 on that. Launch angle 12 degrees, that'll be important when we look at the other data. That's a nice hit. That felt good. Yeah, it felt much better. So 275 on that, much more solid hit. So that was in 9.5. I'm going to crank it down loft first. We're going to go to 8 degrees first. Join us in a second and we'll see what the other figures are going to be like. Right, so I've changed it to 8 degrees. If I set this up behind the ball now, it doesn't really look that much different, which is a massive advantage. Obviously, the technology and the engineering work behind this is unbelievably accurate. So once the net goes in, it actually sets at a slightly different angle. So whichever angle you put that tip of the golf club in, or the shaft, then alters the face and even the loft as well. So it doesn't actually look too de-lofty. We'll have a look at the figure. So I was launching that on average at about, let's see what the average one on that was. So I was carrying that 269, the old one, and I was launching that at about 13 degrees. So let's see what 8 degrees does. Oh, it's a very different flight. I mean, I shouldn't sound too shocked, but it is a very different flight. 278 yard carry. Came out lower, 11.9 degrees. It spun less. So low launch, less spin, went 278. Let's hit a couple more. Not the most accurate shot, a little bit down that right hand side, but we should still get good distances on it. So 265, 13 degrees loft that time, spun up a little bit higher. So that might have just been a bit of a human error on that. So let me delete that one because I don't feel that was quite as good as the other ones. Yeah, that was more like it. That was better. So 273 carry distance, 12.1 launch angle, and 2,600 RPM of backspin. Let's go one more with the 8 degree. That felt nice. So 277 carry distance on that. So that's very interesting. That's actually given me already 7 yards more carry distance. It's spun slightly less, and it's launched much lower, 12.1 degrees of launch that time. So interesting, very interesting. Now, a lot of players now have been saying that the slider, the more you crank it up the loft, it's supposed to produce better. distances. A lot of, Dustin Johnson recently has just won out. I think it was in Asia where he cranked it up all the way up to kind of 11 degrees. That's where we're going to go now. And SLDR have also just brought it out in 14 degrees. So less weak than a 3 would. So they've just brought out a driver in 14 degrees. So we're going to crank it up to 11 degrees and see what the kind of carry distance I'm going to get out of that. So currently 8 degrees is winning. Join me in a second to see how the 11 degree does. I've been playing with the wrong lofts all this time. Get it on that camera. Right guys, so now we're in 11 degrees of loft. Not a loft that I would tend to use, I must admit, but we're going to see how it performs on GC2. And if it goes further, I could be tempted to get more loft on it. I've also forgot to mention before guys, the actual SLDR slider setting at the bottom is set as neutral. I've not changed this at all. So the only thing I'm actually changing is the loft, which is the adjustable neck, which most drivers have on these days. But SLDR, the Taylormade guys, are saying that this launching a little bit higher, spinning less, should travel further, and it kind of makes sense that that would happen. So, real golf balls, GC2 technology, not worrying about the wind, because it's a horrible day here in Manchester, but we shouldn't need to worry about it anymore. So, let's hit 3 shots with this. That's an awful lot higher. Well, to be fair though, I've just gone from 8 degrees to 11, so I've upped it by quite a bit. Launch angle on that was 14.8. Carry distance was 271, and it spun at 2,800. Probably not the best golf shot that I've hit, but it was still a decent hit. Okay, let's have a look at the others. Oh, I've just caught that one a little bit out the bottom. Now, just to be fair to the 11 degree loft, I'm actually going to delete that one, because it wasn't quite as good as the others, unfortunately, so I'll just whip that one out the way. Okay, so I need 2 more shots with the 11 degree. That really is launching an awful lot higher. 16.8 degrees of loft on that. Now, as a fitter, if you've been custom fit out there, normally that's way too high. Normally looking for about 13.5 degrees of launch angle. 2,300 revs per minute is not too bad, and that only went 273, so it's still not quite going as far as the 8 degree, which would kind of make sense really. Let's hit one more. Now, whether they're saying more loft and launch, because these guys are playing in much hotter climates, so the ball will maybe hang up in the air for a little bit longer, but this certainly doesn't seem to be the case, not on the GC2, giving us spin and launch. Oh, that wasn't a great one. I'll just hit one more. To be fair, I don't actually like it in this 11 degree setting as much. I'd definitely prefer it in the 8 degree. I don't know, it just feels like it's going to shoot off the face way too high in this 11 degree setting. Can't quite get my head around it. That was a better shot. So on that one was 270 carry distance. So it's given me an average there of 271, which is actually further than the 9.5 degree setting, but nowhere near as far as the 8 degree setting. So if I was just to put those 8 degree settings back on again, let's have a quick look at what that was giving me. So that's giving me 276, so the 8 degree setting was much stronger and flew further. You know, give myself better launch angles, because the other one was just way too high up in the air. The spin rate was looking good, it gave me more carry distance. So for myself personally, I think lowering the loft of the club will actually suit my game better. Guys, but that's only me. You guys go and try that out as well. Get down to an American Golf, get down to a fitter, and see which of the lofts in the SLDR are going to best suit you guys. That's only my opinion. I wanted to do a video on it because a lot of people say, well, you've got it in the wrong setting, it should be much higher in loft. I personally don't think it should be. I preferred the 8 degree loft and the lower degrees of loft rather than the 11. Even though the 11 did actually go a little bit further than 9.5 degree of loft, I didn't like it. It felt like it was going to launch up far too high for my game. Guys, thanks very much for watching. That's been my review of the different lofts of the Taylormade SLDR. Still an awesome golf club. Give it a go. I've also got to do a review on the jet speed soon, so you can check out my channel for that. Thanks very much for watching. You can check me out on Facebook and Twitter, and do subscribe to the channel. Guys, if you've enjoyed the new GC2 technology and enjoyed the new kind of format of the reviews, give it a like, comment below. I always endeavour to try and reply to as many as I can. Thanks very much for watching.